let's get a little bit more granular on how I approach a film and the process that I use to grade that film. What I like to do, and this is personal, like every colorist is an artist, so there are so many different ways and there's no right, wrong ways, but the way that I found that works well for me is I always try to do a continuity pass of the entire film so that I have that base foundation layer in which to build upon. So I liken color grading to building a pyramid. It's like we want to have a foundation of the entire movie. So if heaven forbid the money runs out, we have a movie we can deliver rather than a fantastic looking first 5 minutes and the rest just looks like dailies. So I always try to go through, grade up each reel, lean it, in the direction that we want to go, but just have some pretty solid continuity in there using pretty simple controls. Of course, every rule is meant to be broken, and every now and then I just might feel inspired as I go through and I'll throw a window on or do something just to get the continuity better. But I do try to just get that solid foundation from which to work with. And then I build the next layer in the pyramid and I keep on going until we run out of time or money. So that's where I'd say, okay, what are the key scenes that are important in terms of like creating a look? Okay, let's hit those first. Or if we've still got like weeks to go, it's like, let's just go back to the beginning and start doing, what I call the fun stuff, which is being creative. So once I've done that base color correction or primary color correction, which is leaning the direction in the movie, of where we want to go, getting the continuity there, that's when I start introducing shapes. So if I wanted to throw vignettes to darken out the corners or whatever, I might throw those on at this stage, or start doing, where I'm cutting, parts of the frame, I'd go through. If we wanted to do some form of film emulation, say we just wanted to do a grain pass, or if we wanted to go a bit more complex where we're emulating IP with flicker and weave and all that, I'd probably throw that on at this stage. And the reason that I do that is without any of these, I will say, filters, for use of a better word, being put on there, I know my continuity is pretty good. If you put these things on too early, it can potentially hide the strength of your continuity. So I like to try to keep it pretty clean until I have a good foundation. Then I can start throwing the effects on, which might be emulating film, lens aberrations, things like that. But I like still doing those pretty early on in the process so that we all get used to seeing it, because there might be shots that are problematic with that level of grain or where those lens aberrations happen, so that you can nuance them, because you don't want to throw them too late on in the process and then you miss it because you haven't got time because you put it on the last viewing and say, oh my God, there's all this work that I have to do. So I like to, again, lean into the direction of where the film is going to go with broad brushstrokes early, and then get into the nuance of shapes, drawing around windows around faces, eyes, cutting in backgrounds, blurs, all of those techniques happen as I get further and further into the movie. But as I said, just super important, have that foundation, because you want to, at any time, pretty much be able to deliver a version of the movie. And this happens throughout production anyway, because they have to screen for various people. There might be preview screenings, executive screenings, or whatever. So again, having that there means you always have a nice viewable version of the movie earlier on in the process, and then the nuance comes with every iteration that you do.